I'm so glad to have an opportunity to share with you some experience in my post to organize an internship experience for my Bachelor of Education students. That means those student teachers. Okay. Okay. So I think the colleagues here need some time to deal with the PowerPoint. So I think before going to the main topic, I'd like to share something about my own background. Well, my name is Tat. I had been a secondary school teacher in Hong Kong for more than 27 years. And being a frontline teacher, I had very extensive experience with the shortcomings of mainstream education in Hong Kong. So several years ago, in 2022, I joined the Education University of Hong Kong, and I became from a teacher to a teacher trainer. And so since then, I always had a question in my mind. That is, how can I motivate some transformation in the education industry through teacher training? So in recent years, I tried to do something special, maybe. I organized several visits to Gaia School. Gaia School is a representative alternative school in Hong Kong. So quite a number of my students, they are all student teachers. Most of them are student teachers. And they share that, well, the experience in Gaia School is really unique, really different. The school is so different from the mainstream. And the experience to visit such an alternative school is so eye-opening and also inspiring. So some months ago, in September 2024, I decided to make the experience more systematic. So I began to organize an internship course to be conducted in Gaia School. So today not only me, also one of my students who joined that program will join me in the presentation. But she's a bit nervous, so I'll call her onto stage later, some 15 minutes later. Okay. Okay. So just now I've shared with you some background information about myself. So this is the background information about the course, the internship course. So it is a credit-bearing course, and also the name is Exploring Alternative Education, an internship experience in alternative school. Okay, I'm from this department, Education Policy and Leadership of the Education University of Hong Kong. Okay, I don't want to go into too much detail about the document, but of course I will tell you much more concrete information later on. Okay, the target students are those mostly student teachers. That means they're having their bachelor's program in education. So each of them had an internship of 7 school days. Actually quite a short period, maybe longer next year. Okay. So I had the course, the first round of the course had just completed some months ago in May. Okay, so at the same time, I'd like to conduct a research to explore how the experience in an alternative school influence our student teachers in terms of their educational perspective and also their understanding on their role as future teachers and etc. and some new views about education. So I like to explore how the experience, the internship experience, can influence them. So this course is about an education setting which is distinct from the mainstream approaches, while often focusing on student needs and social justice. And the site, as I have mentioned, is Gaia School. Okay, today we have some colleagues from Gaia School. Maybe they like to have some sharing later on in this session. So just a very simple overview on the belief of Gaia School, which aims to offer an education which is nature affective, which is people-oriented, and which focus on responsible and autonomous learning. So some features about Gaia School, and I won't go into too much detail here at this moment because Winnie will share more with you. And so there are, apart from many nature-related activities and experiential learning activities, there are two very distinct features in Gaia School. The first one is a live court. So what's the live court about? Winnie will tell us later. And a live meeting. Okay, quite a unique term, right? So Winnie will share with us later. Okay. And about the research, about how I analyzed the experience of the student-teacher participants of that internship course. So I have adapted some concepts from some previous studies about pre-service teachers' identity construction. For example, this is a research by Utinainen et al. They are scholars from Finland. They had a research on the teacher identity negotiation within student-teachers' mind during their learning, their first year learning in the Bachelor of Education program. So, during the learning process of student teachers, according to this research, there are different kinds of narratives which can develop in the process. Well, master narratives are those which are aligned with the mainstream values. While there may be some counter narratives which are something alternative or something which do not align with the mainstream values or the mainstream practice in education. So these are the two types of main narratives that can develop in student-teachers' mind during their learning process. So this diagram is to show in the learning process of student teachers, different types of identities can develop. I don't have time, I don't have enough time to go into too much detail, but just to let you know that different identities, including their ideal identity, and their actual identity, their feared identity. That means what they don't want to become, okay? Feared identity. And odd identity, that is those identities required by the mainstream society or by the institution, okay? So these identities can interact with each other to produce different results, which can be good or bad. So of course we hope we can produce or we can provide some experience for our student teachers, so to result in a good teacher which can inspire their students. So methodology. So our research is done mainly in the form of semi-structured interviews. So luckily, there are altogether 7 participants in our internship course. Luckily, all of them, they agreed to be interviewed, and I have completed all the 7 interviews already. Okay. So, and also I have taken their e-portfolios as reference for triangulation. Okay. And well, as I have mentioned, I have completed all those 7 interviews. But at this moment, I would like to replay one of the interviews in front of you on the stage. So now may I call upon Tong, Winnie.
Okay, thank you, Tad, for saying that he's learning from me, but actually I learn from you as well, because you provide me the opportunity to go to Gaia schools to have the internship. So good afternoon, and I'm Winnie from EdUHK, the Education University of Hong Kong, and then I'm studying a Bachelor of Education in Science, major in Chemistry, and now as a Year 4 student. And I am really glad to have the opportunity to be like a student teacher in Gaia School for 7 days. And so I was actually born in mainland China in Canton, but I moved to Hong Kong when I was 6 years old. So I've experienced the mainland Chinese primary school for 1 year, and also the primary school and secondary school and university in Hong Kong. So I regard myself as a Hong Konger. And so first of all, let me reflect on a little bit of the traditional education in Hong Kong. So in Hong Kong, actually, obedience is quite important as a good student, like good, this kind of good. Because parents and teachers always want children to be in Cantonese. We would say, 乖, yeah. 乖 is a term that I interpret as following instructions. Even in Chinese New Year, your parents would tell you to be 乖 next year, which is listening to them whenever they want you to. And the second thing is hierarchy.
So were you 乖?
Yes.
Were you 乖 during your childhood?
I pretend to be 乖.
Okay.
Because I don't want argument, maybe. But actually, I could have not be 乖. Yeah.
I know that. I know that.
And the second thing is about the hierarchy. Like in a school setting, it's like a hidden triangle. the bottom one have to listen to the top one. Like the top one, of course, the principal or like the direct board. And then the middle one would be the teachers who need to follow the instruction from the higher ups and then like kind of force the one at the bottom, which is the students, to do whatever the higher ups want. So sometimes as a teacher, it can be feeling a little bit helpless. Yes. And
I understand that. Yeah.
As 27 years of
yes.
teacher, you
yes, full of tears and blood.
I can understand that.
Hi, yeah.
And also, they usually use fear as a tool to control students. Like I would say, control. Maybe they don't think so, but I see it as like this. So sometimes students follow instructions. Okay, maybe sometimes for some treats, for wanting their parents to see them as a good child, but also they are afraid of teachers or parents because they usually use shouting, use their anger, or use punishments to control them. So this is also like one of the common practice that parents and teachers would use in Hong Kong education.
Okay, I see. So after your internship, your 7-day internship in Gaia School, so well, how did your understanding of education change or develop after the whole internship experience in Gaia School?
Thank you for your question. Actually, before I went on the internship in Gaia School, I was also doing the internship in my own alta mater. Yeah, so my previous secondary school, which is also a traditional school, and that is my only internship outside of my own university to be really going to contact with the students. So this experience is actually like breaking my previous mindset. So the first thing is that I learned that curiosity and learning are actually just the natural ability of students. Actually, you don't need to force students to listen to you, or you don't need to force them to learn, because it is what they would do naturally. So because like the nature of knowledge is actually very fun, and because they are all from our daily life. For example, why the leaves are green? Why would you see like snails in a rainy day? Or like why I feel happier when I am in contact with the sunlight? I'm sorry, because I study science, so this is what I can think of.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay. And so actually, as long as you pay enough attention on living, like, and also live with the moment, connect with the nature and connect with people, then you would find how interesting learning is. So Gaia School is practicing this kind of education method, because Gaia is actually the name of an ancient Greek god that means nature.
Goddess.
Godness.
A female one.
Female, sorry. Okay, thank you for helping me. So, so this is the first thing, that is children would just learn by themselves if they have enough motivation. And the second thing is that everyone is equal in Gaia School. And the power distribution is actually very wide. Like, yes, there is still a triangle, but a very, very flat triangle. Like the border is very bland, and also sometimes, for example, the principal starfish, he can
the principal
listen.
Is there.
He can listen to the students, and sometimes the students can gather up and then do some new stuff. For example, in live meeting, there's a term in live meeting in the previous slides that Todd just mentioned before. That is, they would have a live meeting every week to discuss something about the school issue. For example, there is a bamboo park in Gaia School, and when it's new established, they would discuss about the rules of using this park. For example, there's a swing. For example, how long should one student play in that swing? Should we queue, or should we just go there and then use it for however long you want to be? And can we like stand on the swing, or like and there's a wooden platform? How many students can that platform sustain, or how many people can be standing on that platform in order to keep them safe? So these kind of detailed rules would be discussed in the live meeting, and every single students and teachers and even the workers in the school, for example, Breeze, the one who is responsible for cooking, can also vote actually. Yes.
Okay.
And also, even the number of teachers is lower than is smaller than students, which means students can actually dominate, but they still have the same value of votes per voting. So it is very, very democratic and respecting everyone's individual will and need.
I just want to say that it's so sad that even university students nowadays in Hong Kong do not have that right, do not have that power of decision making in our university. It's, well,
yes,
a bit
because,
sad.
Yeah. And also, the third thing that I have learned about my new understanding towards education is that education is not overprotection, but training them how to manage risk and take responsibility on their own choice. For example, I given an example of the bamboo park, right? Actually, some children would literally stand on the swing, which is, we see it as dangerous. But, like, of course, students or other teachers would not encourage them to do so, but even they do so, teachers in Gaia School won't really like force them to come down. They would just tell them what it be the consequence. For example, like maybe you would fall down and then maybe you would get hurt, and then maybe you won't be able to play other playground facilities after your leg is broken. So if after those kind of warning and then like the students still choose to do that, then they have to take their own responsibility because they chose that. So I know in traditional education, maybe they would think like, I'm doing this for you. It is good for you, so you have to listen to me. But then it hinders the ability of children to manage risk, to choose what they should do. Yes, and also sometimes if the game is not dangerous enough, then they don't feel enough excitement and they may not want to play. So it is also kind of a tricky part.
Okay.
Yes.
So, well, it's so good to hear that you have learned, you have developed quite a lot of new insights and new perspectives in your understanding on education. And at the same time, well, you're going to be a teacher. Well, very soon, and you're going to have your final year study starting from September. So in what ways actually has the internship experience influenced how you see your role as a future teacher?
So previously, I would think that teachers are the leaders of students. It's like giving them the right way. So like pacing, like putting the path for them is like I have already failed for so many times, so this is the only correct, efficient, fast way for you to get to the success. But in Gaia school, I don't think like that anymore, because it feels more like friends. Because sometimes we think that we are doing good for the students, but maybe the students are not enjoying it, or they don't understand it, or they just personally don't like it, don't feel comfortable. So students and teachers can always have discussion to see what is the appropriate way to meet in the midpoint, like meet in the midway, to compromise to attain the same goal, which is learning. And because I have also mentioned before, so teachers, I would think that in the new identity would be how to learn with the students in a safe manner. Yes. And the second thing is that yes, children need to respect the teacher, because the teacher's responsibility is to learn with them. But teachers should also respect children. For example, in Gaia school, they can choose not to sit on the chairs and then facing the teachers. They can also choose to sit down on the floor or lie down on the floor, as long as they would agree to really pay attention to the class and to promise that they would learn. Then actually, why don't just let them do why don't just let them choose however they want to learn? And also the third thing is that teacher should be inclusive. Like maybe it would sacrifice some part of a bit initial efficiency, but in a class, there is high ability students, like the gifted education ones, and the relatively lower one, and the majority middle ones. And how can you manage such a classroom, like such a diverse classroom? So in my internship, I usually observe my mentor's class, which is Hamai. So his approach is that he would design 3 levels of the worksheets for each chapter. So there is low level, middle level, and high level. And students can just choose the level that is suitable for them to finish. And after finish one worksheet, actually they can already have free time and then just do self-learning in the classroom. So in this way, the students in lower level can feel kind of sense of accomplishment, or sense of completion, or sense of achievement, that they feel like, actually I can do that. Like maybe they already know that they are a little bit lag behind by others, but they can still do one thing, that is finish what I supposed to learn. Yes. And for the gifted students, they also were given the extra materials for them to do self-learning, so they are also being taken care of. So it is how, I think that it is surprised, or I think it's very impressive that teachers can be that inclusive. Yes.
I know that you have learned also something about dealing with students' behavior issues. Can you share with us also?
Yes. So whenever there is for example, a fight between 2 students, or maybe a student think that a certain teacher is not fair enough in terms of the score system, like how to assess them. So in case like this, and they can't deal with it on their own, then they would go to the life court. life court is a place that there is a student like court leader who would help the teachers to like analyze and under the situation and understand the emotion of students in that issue. And in that kind of life court, what they would do is, first of all, asking their feeling. For example, are you feeling sad? Are you feeling angry? And then asking them to tell the truth, like individually, to try to understand what is actually happening, and try to let them understand each other, and eventually come up with a solution. It can be a bad ending, it can be a good ending, but it's just a platform for them to speak up. At least not staying silent and then just bury the issue in their heart and then feeling not happy for years because of maybe some small stuff. Yes.
Okay. And also, I heard from you that you also learned something about the use of technology, right?
Yes.
So can you share with us?
So in Gaia school, they normally don't infuse a lot of technology in their teaching. Even in like Chinese lessons or English lessons, they would use like real books instead of e-book, because like they can feel the textures on the books, and also they can own one book, and then because like maybe for iPads or phone or computer stuff, there are so much alternative ways to use it. So I think it's also a good way to not infuse that much technology inside. But personally, I think that there can be a better way, because I study science.
Okay.
And for me, it would be a little bit more convenient if I have more freedom for using technology. Yes.
Okay. And I know that the teachers in Gaia School, they don't use PowerPoint. Sometimes I'm a bit sick of PowerPoint, so I hope I can learn from them. Okay, so the last question about our teacher preparation or teacher education programs. You know, I'm a lecturer, and you are the user. You are the user of the teacher education program. So, based on the experience of your internship in Gaia School, what changes would you suggest for our teacher education program, or what new input do you suggest for the whole teacher training process?
So I would have two suggestions.
Yes.
One is putting satir model in our curriculum.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So satir model is what I have mentioned before. That is asking how they're feeling, confirm that how they're feeling, because what you think may not reflect to what they really are experiencing. So you need to confirm how they're feeling, and also try to find out what their hidden need is behind those actions. For example, one student hits another student. Is that because he is really angry? Is it because he hates another guy? Or what? Maybe they just want to seek attention. Or maybe it's even a love language to show that they are really close, that even I hit him, he won't be angry. Something like that. So I think it definitely should be like a course in our school, and then you need to study it in order to graduate. And the second one would be putting more democratic participation in our study. Because what I think is that the life course and life meeting is so inspiring that maybe I would like to put it in my future career as well.
Yes, great.
But in order to initiate a project like this, I need some other colleagues to support me. So how? Then it is putting it in our
teacher training program. Yes.
So then everyone would be familiar with how to make decision for yourself. And because in our teacher training nowadays, we don't have that much freedom, or we don't have that much opportunity to choose for ourselves.
Yes.
Sometimes when we have some sort of freedom, we would suddenly don't know what to do. Yes, it's like blank. And then the first thing that we can think of is just, I would just follow your instruction. You just tell me what to do. I don't want to choose. So I want the pre-teachers to be prepared, or to be having the mindset that actually school can be a democratic place. Don't be too used to be controlled.
Yeah,
yes.
I can't agree more. Okay. So, well, thank you so much, Winnie, for sharing with us. Shall we show our support for Winnie by a round of big applause? Oh, she still has something more to say, but would you like to stay on the stage or down on the floor?
I can stand here, yeah. Feel free.
Maybe you can be seated. Because I need to share some more about the research. So, well, these are the themes that we discussed in the interviews. So I have replayed one interviews live with you just now. Okay. So these are the information about the other participants. Well, can you find Winnie? Why not? No Winnie there. Of course, these are all pseudonyms. These are all pseudonyms, not real name. Winnie is the real name. But if you are smart enough, you can find her there. Yeah. Okay. So I'd like to share with you. I'll keep it short. Don't worry. I'll leave some time for the interactive forum. So the main findings of our research about the internship course, the first point, in the interviews, participants provided a significant amount of counter-narratives because, of course, well, they are having an internship experience in an alternative school. So somehow is quite it enhanced their alternative thinking in education, and that's why they have developed quite a great amount of counter narratives. So we have mentioned the definition of counter narratives, and in their interviews, they demonstrated an active negotiation in shaping their teacher identities. They thought very actively on what kind of teacher they are going to become in future. So, and also, thank you for that. Yeah, the participants, all of them, not most of them, all of them affirm the value of the internship experience in an alternative school because it's really inspiring, and it really gives them some new insights on education. So I'd like to share with you some examples of those counter-narratives on education. Well, I don't have time to go into too much detail. Just let you see those narratives one by one. Well, actually, for me, the first one is so impressive because, well, SEN in mainstream education nowadays is a very important point. But for Gaia School, thanks to, well, the inspiration from teachers in Gaia School, this is, let's think out of the box. Okay, actually everyone is special. Not only those with SEN, not only those with special educational needs. Okay, freedom of choice, curiosity, innate, eagerness to learn, innate. Students should have decision power, not only in primary school, but also in secondary schools and universities. Well, learning should be a process of exploration, and, well, education should not be grounded on fear. And, well, interesting, right? You know, I don't know whether you have those rules in your country, okay? No eating in classrooms. And very, some schools have very strict discipline or rules on the appearance of students, on school uniform, etc. Okay, so some of our students, well, they ultimately understand that, well, some of these school rules are unnecessary or irrelevant to education. Okay. So these counter-narratives are specifically on teacher identity. Teachers should be learners also, so am I. Okay. Teachers should be mediators to facilitate communication rather than judges. Okay. Teachers and students should interact on equal basis as companions. Okay. Teachers should be facilitators. Teachers can have appearance which are considered more avant-garde, well, such as tattoos or men with long hair. Okay, these are some new insights, I would say, developed through the internship program shared by our student teachers. Okay. Well, I've got some cases of negotiation, teacher identity negotiation, but I'm sorry I don't have much time to go into detail with you. So one participant she have the negotiation about the discipline in the classroom. Actually, both cases about discipline in classroom, and they have demonstrated their struggle through the dialogue in the interviews. So they're quite, but anyway, well, after all, different student teachers, they have different process of identity negotiation. But after all, this process of reflection is very precious for student teachers. So these are the insights on teacher education gained from this internship, which is very, well, inspiring for me, and also should be also insightful, inspiring for other colleagues in my university. So an internship in an alternative school can inspire student teachers' insights into diverse needs of students, and also diverse teaching strategies, and also they can understand more on the educational landscape beyond the mainstream. So they have more imagination on education. Okay, so, and also they learn to value the rights to discuss and to make decisions. Overall is democracy. Okay, democracy in schools, democracy in university. Okay. So, well, alternative school settings provide a good context for pre-service teachers to be exposed to alternative educational practices. So it can stimulate active negotiation within pre-service teachers regarding their alternative and mainstream educational narratives. Well, alternative narratives, also known as counter-narratives, they do not necessarily prevail over mainstream ones, but the process is precious, I would say. It deepens their reflections on their educational philosophies and teacher identities. So, so I think the value of exposure to alternative education as an element of teacher education is worth our attention in our development of teacher training programs. Well, I think I'm a bit long-winded, I'm so sorry. Well, let's go to the last part of our session. So, Winnie, can you tell us what we are going to do in the interactive forum?
Yes, so after the presentation, we would like to ask you, our audience, that in your country or region, what is the most lacking in the mainstream teacher training? And the second question is, can having prospective teachers engage in alternative education settings help addressing the shortcomings? So you may choose to just raise up your hands to share with us more about your opinions, or you can scan the QR code right there to just type it in your phone through Padlet, and then everyone can see what you have typed.
Okay, so whether you're going to share on the Padlet, just scan the code and then see what the others will type. Or you can also, at the same time, you can, of course, you can share with us on the spot here, okay, by speaking up. Okay. So, does anybody like to share your views? Or maybe the situation is different in your country, different from Hong Kong? Or same? Whatever you can share.
Yes.
Hello. My name's Blake and I come from New Zealand. I'm the principal of Tamariki School, which is so similar to Gaia School in a lot of ways. We've been going since 1966, so a very long time now.
Yeah.
The problem that we're having is government intervention within our school and within curriculum, prescribing things like whole classroom teaching, whereas we currently do individual education plans, so each student is taught individually based on their needs. But now the government is coming in and saying that's not an okay way to teach anymore. So the problem in New Zealand at the moment is government intervention in schools like ours.
So, does the government also intervene the teacher training program as well?
Yeah, the teacher, because the government priorities are changing, then what teachers are taught is changing as well. It used to be a lot more holistic, thinking about individual students' needs and teaching them at the level they're at. Now, the current training is that you have to teach everyone at their chronological age in the curriculum rather than their ability level. So if you have someone who's, say, chronologically 10, developmentally 8, you have to teach them at the 10-year-old level, and it just makes no sense.
Thank you for sharing. So I think maybe in terms of the situation in Hong Kong, I'm not the best person to speak about that. Can our colleagues from Gaia School share something about Share something about your curriculum. Or are you facing the similar problems as in New Zealand?
Hi. I'm
Starfish from Gaia School.
Of the Gaia School and school principal now. The government support about the alternative educations is in Hong Kong we just registered as a local curriculum, and the local curriculum is just like in Chinese, mathematics, English, PE, just like that. I think similar in all these also country, yeah. But I think in Hong Kong, I don't know New Zealand, the situation in Hong Kong. We need this course, but how to teach, how to use the teaching material, the method is no more, not many control in our school, yeah. But maybe in the mainstream school they have some control. They will go to the school to see the effectiveness of the teaching and the student things, but no any come to see our school what happened in our school. Just let us. I think it's a little bit great freedom to how to teach the student. But some influencers maybe they will come each year to visit our school, just looking about the 行政點講啊? The administration,
yeah.
How to work out our school, and they will maybe some essential curriculum will change within. We need to change, such as the national education, nationalism education. This 愛國教育即係咩?
Patriotic education.
Yeah. We need to perform
national education
nowadays in Hong Kong. So maybe some freedom to do, but we need to follow some rules and regulations about this government policy. Yeah, maybe that.
Okay, I always appreciate very much Starfish and his colleagues, because they are all very courageous educators. Under the limitation, under the regulation of the government, they try to fight for their own space to practice alternative education. Well, but it's a bit strange for me to learn that, some 1 or 2 years ago, that Gaia School is not a popular choice if student teachers are to choose their site for their regular internship. You know, this is not a regular internship. Our regular internship is for quite a long period, for 8 weeks. But if students are free to choose which school they are going to have their regular internship, very few student teachers chose to.
You mean from the university?
Yes.
Normal practicum?
Yeah. Normal practicum.
Yeah.
It's not a popular choice, right?
Yeah, not a popular choice. Yeah. I know from the university administrative, they said Gaia School in Hong Kong is not a mainstream school, so the teacher need to know how to teach in mainstream.
Yes.
Not in alternative. So the experience in alternative is not used in the mainstream school. So no teacher practicum was used in Hong Kong in our school. Yeah.
So that's why I need to organize another internship experience for my students. Okay. So does anyone want to share? Oh, okay. Please, at the back.
Test. Hello, I'm Meg and I'm from Australia.
Yes.
And I think I actually find it hard to articulate this question and answer because there's so many things that I could say about
Just
it.
share a few.
So I worked in state schools in mainstream for 4 years, and then now I've worked in 3 years in a flexi and now a democratic school. And I've pretty much kicked out everything that I learnt at uni to now come to this alternative education. So I think like the main thing would be in mainstream teachers training. We're not really taught how to connect with students. We're not taught how to understand their interests and understand that they have choice in their learning. And then how alternative education address these shortcomings. Well, we first understand the human and who we're with in the room and how we can guide them before we can teach them anything, or actually guidance people, not directioning. Yeah.
Okay.
Lost my train of thought, but yes.
Thank you for sharing. But you're not alone. You're not alone. Well, we hope we can, by exchanging our different experience, we can make the thing better. We can develop some better teacher training programs for our future teachers. I hope so. So thank you so much for sharing. Okay, so I think it's time for me to stop here. So thank you all for your listening and also for your participation. Thank you so much. Okay.